Shalom, shalom. All right, I want to start off by giving our praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders, great millstone, rule well, and peace and salutations to the house of David that let men push this truth and faith and sincerity. All right, this is the brother Yitazakah coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakah, Kadash. All right, all praises and honor due, But I want to entitle this lesson, you want to get on the chariot? Well, you need charity, you know, or charity equals chariot, So without further ado, I'm just gonna get into the scripts. I'm gonna ain't gonna waste no time. Let's just jump right into it. Not as if time would be wasted anyway, but we're just gonna get right into these scripts. This First Corinthians chapter 13, verse 1. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become as a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. Yeah, so a lot of brothers out here, they can break down scripts. You know, they can go into Daniel, the ninth, the 10th, the 11th chapter. They go into Revelations, the 8th, the ninth, the 17th chapter, the 16th chapter. Break down Armageddon, uh, break down the beasts, break down the four beasts, the queen of the south and the king of the south, all these different things, they can go into these deep mysteries within the scriptures. All right. But some of them don't possess charity, man. You know. So what does that mean? They just making a bunch of noise, man. Yeah, it sound good. All right, but you really ain't about nothing, man. All right, you got a real good talk game, but you really not what you about. You really not about what you're talking about. Well, really, all the things that you speak on don't mean nothing. Why? Because you don't possess you don't possess what really matters, and that's that chariot, man. Not saying that's that charity. So like, and not saying that going in the scriptures, prophecy, history, and parables and dark sayings and giving out wisdom don't matter, but it says follow after charity, man. Like I tell you in First Corinthians the 14th chapter, you're supposed to follow after charity. You know what I say? But rather ye made prophecy, yeah, what I'm saying. But it said follow after charity first, man. And what we just read here, man, in First Corinthians the 13th chapter, it says, though I speak Though I speak with tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. So you ain't talking about nothing, man. You're just making a bunch of noise out here, man, because you ain't got no charity, man. So charity is important for brothers to have. Let's get his word charity. Let's get his word charity in First Corinthians 13:1. Not sure brothers gonna be able to hear it. It's the word agape, of course.
Strong's G26, agape, agape.
And it says affection, goodwill, love, benevolence, brotherly love. So you gotta have, you gotta be kindly affection one to another. Like it says in Romans the 12th chapter, which, brothers they don't want to show affection out here, man. I don't know, everybody want to play the macho man role out here, And you better show some affection towards your people and towards your brothers out here, man. You know, that's what Yahweh Shai is requiring for us, man. Well, we want affection from him, we want kind affection from him, you know. It says goodwill, so goodwill, you gotta really have goodwill in your heart towards your brother, man, and towards your people out here. Well, I tell you, in Romans the 13th chapter, love worketh no ill to his neighbor, man. When you go into that word ill, it touch on of bad nature, of a bad nature, man. So you can't just be coming at brothers any type of way or coming at your people any type of way, man. It's you're supposed to restore meekness, man. You're supposed to want the best for others. You don't supposed to want them to fall, because brothers will see another brother doing something wrong and know it's off and just be like, well, yup, that, you know, he gonna learn when that judgment come. You know what I'm saying? But that's fucked up, man. You should, or you know, you see a brother doing something that's necessarily not right, and you can help him in it, but you be like, you just sitting there and let him rock with it. You know, that's cold, man. You know, although we know, uh, like Apostle Gabar touched on, you know, adversity is the greatest teacher. You know, which adversity is the greatest teacher, which how about Shah, he gonna bring you through adversity. You know, but ultimately us as brothers, man, we gotta have a good will to others, man. We know you see somebody doing something that's not, you know, expedient, so to speak, then and you could touch on it, man, have a good will. You shouldn't want them to just fall in, you know, in their own counsel, man. You know, that's fucking that's not charity. And it says love, man. You're supposed to love, man. You know, you're supposed to love. Which what's love? What love is the keeping of the commandments, man. You know, which there's more than just 613 commandments, man. All right. You know how you supposed to not have a respect or a persons towards others. You know how you supposed to that's a law. You know what that's in Deuteronomy. You know how you supposed to examine matters before, you know, which is in Sirach, the 11th chapter, I believe. You know, examine matters before you just go off the deep end with it. That's another thing. You know, um, and how you truly treat you know your people, man. You know, that's love, man. You know, that's the keeping of the commandments, man. You know, it says benevolence, man. You know, so doing for others, man. You know, doing for others, man, and wanting the best for others, truly, man. It says brotherly love, man. You know, which, you know, I don't know why these things are so hard to people. You know, but guess what? Guess what? That's why a lot of people not gonna touch down on the chariot. You know, Lord willing, you know, I can you know, increase in these within this area, you know, myself, you know, and Lord willing, I have charity, you know, good benevolence, you know, goodwill, benevolence, and love, you know, towards my brothers in my nation, as required from Yahweh Shemi Shai, you know, because guess what, you're not getting on the chariot without that, you know. So let's read this again. This 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 1. It says, though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become a sounding brass and or a tinkling cymbal. So you can have all the breakdowns in the world, be a great speaker, be going into a whole bunch of elaborate breakdowns and be very eloquent. But guess what? If you ain't got charity, you just making noise. It says, verse 2, and though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries, yeah, you understand all mysteries, you know, you got the gift of prophecy and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, even you got all the faith in the world, man, you know, which faith, it's impossible to please Yahweh Shemi outside with faith, without faith. So faith is a must, you know. And our Lord Yahweh Shai always stressed how this was a faithless generation, you know. So having faith is heavy, you know. Well, having faith, you know, is ultimately spiritual power, man. You know, tell you about that in Ephesians the 6th chapter about how above all we're supposed to carry the shield of faith. So faith is a heavy thing, you know. On top of having the gift of prophecy, which, you know, the scriptures say, uh you know, covet to prophesy, you know, desire to you know, the desire spiritual gifts, but rather that they may prophecy. You know, so prophecy is a heavy thing as well. You know, understanding all these mysteries, man, that's a heavy thing as well. You know, because why? Because the mysteries are revealed unto the meek, and in the meek, you know, will inherit the kingdom of heaven. You know, but the meek that has charity. You know, because well, meek being meek. You know, the biggest way to show your lowliness and your meekness is your benevolence and how you treat others, man. You know, like I said in 1 John the 3rd chapter, how can you love Yahweh Shemi Shah whom you not seen if you don't love your brother or your people, man? You're a liar out here, man. You know, and you can say you love your people and your brother all day, but how are you really showing it? You know, actions speak louder than words, man. You know, where you just shit on people and talk about people and treat people that's of your nation, especially those that are of the faith, you're not really charitable. You talking about you love them, man. You full of shit. This 1 Corinthians 13:2. It says, and though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, all faith, so that I could remove mountains. Yeah, because scriptures talk about that. Yahweh Shah said that if you have faith of a mustard seed, you should be able to move a mountain. Just roughly paraphrase. So that's having so like a high level gift, having faith. It says, and though I have all faith so that I can remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. You say you're nothing without charity, man. So it's a lot of guys who think they something, but what the scripture say, if any man think of himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceives his own self. Because you ain't nothing if you ain't got charity. It says, and though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, you give all your goods to feed the poor. And though I give my body to be burned, yeah, you lay your life down on the line for Yahweh Shema Shah, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Yeah, they don't profit you nothing. It don't matter, man. You can lay down your life for Yahweh Shema Shah and not have charity. You still not gonna get on that chariot, man. It says, and now it's gonna go into what charity is. Charity suffereth long. Yeah, so if you truly got love, then you're gonna be suffering long with your brothers. So that's why I was touching on how in your nation. That's why I was touching on how a lot of brothers say they love, will say they love, but really they don't. Why? Because they don't suffer long. You know, it says, and it's kind. Yeah, it's kind, man. It ain't fucking mean guy, Mr. Tough Guy, Mr. Asshole around here, man. Mr. Know It All. That's not what charity is, man. I mean that's not what kindness is. Well, charity is kind. You know, it says charity envieth not, charity vaunteth not himself. Yes, itself. Yes. So if you vaunting yourself, in what you're doing or what you've done or who you are, you don't really have charity. It is not puffed up. Yeah, so charity is not puffed up, and we know that knowledge puffeth up. But you can have all knowledge, But if you don't have charity, then you know they don't mean nothing. So you can have all knowledge and you be puffed up from the knowledge that you receive, but you don't have charity, man. Cause charity don't puff itself up. That's not of charity. Well, if you being puffed up, that's not of a charitable nature. And the thing about it, man, a lot of brothers who possess talents and spiritual gifts, you know, outside of charity and the faith, you know, a lot of them don't have charity, man. True charity, but they got, you know, all these other gifts, but they don't got the charity though, man. You know, they missing the most important component. It says verse 5, does not behave itself unseemly, do not behave itself unseemly. Let's get that word, unseemly. Unseemly. It's like just behaving unseemly. Your behavior is unseemly. Well, let's see what that is.
Strong's G 807. Aschemaneo. Aschemaneo.
Yeah, it says uncomely, pretty much giving us uncomely, unbecoming. Let's see if we can look it up on Google and see what we get. Salakia. Of behavior or actions not proper or appropriate. Yeah, not proper behavior, man. Let's see what we can get some synonyms for it. Synonyms, amiss, graceless. Yeah, graceless, man. Which we're supposed to have grace, man. Inappropriate, inapposite, inapt, incorrect, man. That's not that's not correct. Inept, infelicious, malapropos, perverse. Ooh, perverse, man. That perverse spirit, unbecoming, unfit. unhappy. Ooh, unhappy. Unsuitable. Wrong, man. So, charity doesn't behave itself wrongly, man, or unfitly, you know, or unbecoming of who? Yahweh Shem Shah, who we supposed to be representatives of, by the way. You know, it says, does not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, yet is not seeking its own will. Well, it's seeking the will of Yahweh Shem Shah, which the will of Yahweh Shem Shah is for you to love your people, man. Love your brother, man. Love your nation, man. All right. Be all about building up, not tearing down, man. All right. Be there for others, man. In every way possible, man. It says, it's not easily provoked. Yeah, if you got true charity, you're not gonna easily be provoked into just getting at somebody's ass, man. You know, Jake be ready to just dig in somebody at just get at somebody, man. He be ready to just get at somebody, man. You know, you doing this wrong. You need to get this right. Just be ready to smash on somebody out here, man. You know, you did this to provoke me, blah 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 blah. No, you going crazy because somebody did something to provoke you, man. But that's not true charity. True charity don't get you. You don't get easily provoked. Like right off the muscle, you get easily provoked that quickly, and you've been transgressing against your Abba Shah your whole life, man. You a complete sicko, man. It says, and he didn't get provoked that easily, but you get provoked one little thing that 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 a brother is doing. It might not even be necessarily towards you or nothing to you to hurt you, and you wanna just go crazy out here, man. You ain't got no charity, man, and you ain't nothing. It says, think of no evil, you think of no bad. So charity don't even think bad, because what we know evil means bad. So charity don't even think that. It says, beareth all things, beareth all things. That's true love. It beareth all things, man. You're not just easily swayed and pushed away, man. It says, believe of all things too. So you always gotta question what a brother say, man. You always gotta doubt what brothers say, man. You think brothers be lying, man. You ain't got true charity. It says hope of all things. You always think that it could be a bright side to something, man. You know, you always think that it could you know be more to the equation. It says um um hope of all things, endure of all things, endure of all things. Well, he that endure to the end, the same shall be saved, man. Why? Because if you endure unto the end, you got true charity, which you gotta have charity if you want to get on the chariot. You know, it says charity never faileth. It never fails, man. Charity don't never fail. So if you got true charity, you ain't gonna be failing out here. It says, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Woo! Whether they be tongues, they shall cease. Wow. Whether they be knowledge, it shall vanish away. Vanish away. So uh charity gonna never fail, But even though, you got speaking with the tongues of angels, that's eventually gonna cease. Why? Because they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, you know. So, that's not gonna be something that we're gonna all, be renewed. Isaiah 41 and it's like 40 and 29, you know. It says, but whether they be prophecies, they should fail, yeah, because shall not one jot, one tittle, in no wise pass away till all be fulfilled, man. And once all be fulfilled, there's gonna be a wrap for that, you know. And it says, whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away, yeah, but vanish away because scriptures speak about how the foolishness of how it pleases you, how about the foolishness of preaching, man, because this knowledge is what the world is supposed to be instituted off of anyway, man. You know, let's go here, man. Um, Salat. Salakia. Salat. Let me see. Bear with me, brothers. Salat. Let's go here to 1 Corinthians 16. Also in 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 14. It says, Let all your things be done with charity. Ooh, that's simple and plain, man. Let all your things be done with charity, man. You can't say it no more than that. You can't say it no better than that, man. That's simple and plain, man. That's making it plain upon tables, man. Let all your things be done with charity. So we just went into what charity is, how it don't vaunt of itself, how it don't think no evil, how it's not puffed up, how it beareth all things, how it endures all things, man. How it's kind, how it's, what it actually means love within itself. So it's loving, man. You know, it's loving. So we understand what charity is, and it said let all things be done with charity, man. Brothers don't want to hear that because brothers don't want to love nobody out here. That's what it really boiled down to, man. It's hard for brothers to, because they so fueled with hate, so fueled with hate and destruction that it consumes them to the point where they're blocking themselves from having the things that they need, man. You know. I'm gonna go back to 1 Corinthians 13 though, cause I should have read a little bit more on it. I'm gonna start back from 8. This 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8. It says, "Charity never faileth, but whether they be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether they be tongues, they shall cease. Whether they be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophecy in part." Yeah, so that's another reason not to be so stuck on prophecy, man, because there's some things that we haven't that Yahweh Shai haven't even revealed unto us yet, man. You know, it says, "But that which is perfect is come, which is our Lord Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach. Then that which is in part shall be done away." Yeah, so when our Lord Yahweh Shai's kingdom is instituted, you know, that which is in part is gonna be done away. Why? Because Ephesians the 4th chapter tell you about until we come to the perfect unity of the faith, man. Then things are gonna be fully established. Why? Because the kingdom of heaven is gonna be instituted off the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. So that which is in part is gonna be done away with. Everybody gonna know what they supposed to be doing out here. You know, it says, "When I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things." Yeah, and you become a man when you really understand what charity is, because just a regular nigga in the world, you know, their thought process would be, oh, you feel like you ain't gotta show no, like you gotta be Billy Badass out here, man. You gotta be Billy Badass. You gotta be, you know, better than this guy. Or, man, I don't care nothing about this nigga, man. I ain't gotta show him no love, man. That's that nigga mindset, man. But when you become a man, what you're supposed to become a man when you come into this faith, because it says, let's hear the conclusion of the whole matter. "For Yahweh Shema Shine, keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man." So, that's what we're supposed to be doing to the best of our abilities, and it's true. So we supposed to become true men, you know, and the biggest part of being a true man is learning true charity, man. And not just being a Billy Badass out here, uh, feeling, being prideful and arrogant and you know, you know, being an asshole, man. Can't show your brother no love and look at him like a king, like a prince, like like family, esteem him more than yourself, man. That's something that a man can't do. I mean, that a child can't do, and some men in this faith are still just fucking kids, man. Got that kitty mindset, man. Why? Because they don't got true charity. You know, it says, "For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known." It says, and now here go the point right here. "And now about a faith, hope, charity, these three, but the greatest the these these is charity." So it says, out of faith, it says now abides faith, hope, and charity. But over faith and hope, charity is the greatest of those three things, man. And faith and hope, those some heavy things, man. like I touched on earlier. It's impossible to please Yahweh Shai without faith, man. You know, so that's you definitely need faith and hope, man. You know, well, we're prisoners of hope. We have to have hope. You know, without hope, you know, what you gonna do, man? You know, without hope, how you gonna make it? You know, but it says charity is above that, so you can't make it without hope. You damn sure ain't gonna make it without charity. You know, you damn sure ain't gonna make it out without charity. You know, let's get Colossians. It's Colossians chapter 3 and verse 12. It says, "Put on therefore as the elect of Yahweh." So put on therefore as the elect for Yahweh. You know, Jake, you talking about I put on for my city. I put on some designer. You know, you put on uh some jewels. All right, but it says, "Put on therefore as the elect of Yahweh." By Shem Yahshua. How you do that? You know, because there's another elect too, man. You know, there's a elect of the 2/3, man. There's a elect within the wicked, man. You know, you're supposed to put on therefore as the elect that you have by Shem Shah. You know, it says, "Put on therefore as the elect that you have by Shem Shah, holy and beloved." Yeah, beloved, man. You know, bowels of mercy. Yeah, because what does beloved mean? That means David. And we supposed to have the tender mercies of David, man. You know, it says kindness, kindness. There go kindness again, which is, you know, of charity. Humbleness of mind, you're being humble in your mind, knowing like, look, man, I'm a piece of shit out here too, man. You know, like shit. You know, yeah, we doing great things, but it's really all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. We just vessels that's being used, man. Our righteousness is filthy rags, man. You know, so we gotta stay humble in our mind. Like, really, man, we're not doing something so great out here, man. Yahweh Shai is using us as vessels, you know, and through him we are justified, man. So that's supposed to keep us humble at all times, man. You know, it says meekness, long suffering. You know, so this how you put on as the elect you have by Shema Shai, having mercies, having mercy, having kindness. You know, being humble, being meek, and being long suffering. You know, having patience. You know, and how do you do that? You do that towards your brother, man. You do that towards your nation, man. You do that towards people. Well, really, Yahweh Shai said, "As much as live within you, be at peace with all men." You know, so of course, we ain't gonna be out here, you know, trying to say no damn heathen or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you should have a loving nature at all times, man. You know, you should have a loving nature at all times. You know, ultimately, you know, we're not gonna love our enemy. You know, because you know, they got, you know, they're against you. How about Shema Shah? You know, do not we hate those that hate thee? You know, but there's a balance unto that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a balance unto that. And as a wise man, you're supposed to know that balance. You know, so leaning more towards love, joy, and peace. You know, which are fruits of the spirit. How could you go wrong with that? You know, there's no law against that. You know, it says I start back from 12. This Colossians 3 and 12. "Put on therefore as the elect of Yahweh Shema Shai, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering, forbearing one another." Yeah, you supposed to forbear one another, man. You know, Jake don't want to forbear nothing, man. You know, I can't get over this what you did, man. Or I remember when you was doing this right here. Or this guy, man, he ain't right, man. You know, he did this one thing, he ain't right. He's one thing, and you just X somebody out, man. You know, you supposed to forbear, you supposed to forbear one another, man. That's crazy, man. You know, it says in forgiving one another, you're forgiving one another, because we all need forgiveness. We all need forgiveness, man. All right, it ain't one brother that can say they don't need forgiveness. All right, if you think you don't need forgiveness, then your ass ain't gonna be forgiven. You know, it says, "If any man have a quarrel against any, even as a Mashiach forgave you, so also do ye." Yeah, you want Mashiach forgave. Here it is, Mashiach forgave you for, you know, all your disobedience. You know, all your evils and your iniquity that you have committed, but you can't do the same for a brother, you know. It's a lot. It says, and above all these things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness. Yeah, and that's what makes you perfect, man. Charity, which charity possesses all those things. Being forgiving, forbearing one another. Being long suffering, having meekness, being humble. Having the bowels of mercies. Which ultimately is the bond of perfectness, man. Which Matthew 5:48 it says, "Be ye." I mean Matthew 5:47, "Be ye perfect as your Father is in heaven." You know, and how is that? Well, that's through charity, man. That's through charity. So, but it says in Colossians 3:14 too, and one more point on that. Colossians 3:14, and above all these things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness. So hold on. It says, so we was going into forbearing and forgiving and being meek and humble and kindness and having mercy. But it says that charity is above that, man. That's how heavy charity is. Charity holds heavy weight, you know. But what it say? As his ways are plain unto the holy store, they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. So something as simple as charity is gonna stumble a lot of people up into destruction, man. It's a simple thing that a lot of brothers overlook, man. Because what Yahabashim Ashad said, he said he has chosen the base things of this world to confound the wise, man. And that should be something that's base to understand, man. But that's foreign to a lot of brothers, within the faith. And that's scary as hell, man. Because you're missing the most important component, and you got every other component, but you don't value the most important component, which is something that's real small. You know, this First Timothy chapter 1, and I start from 4. It's First Timothy chapter 1 verse 4. Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies, which minister questions, rather than godly edifying, which is in faith. So do so we're not supposed to give heed to fables and any endless genealogies, man. We're supposed to just be edifying, building brothers up, and I was touching on that too. That's a part of charity, man. Let all things be done in edification, man. Well, charity will build somebody up, man. Cause why? Cause you truly loving them, man. They could build somebody up, man. Here it is, Jake, man. Jake ain't had no love, man. Where the hell Jake get love from, man? Jake ain't getting love from his oppressors. Jake ain't been getting love, and as much as he been shit on, and been in captivity, man. You know, so Jake need love. Jake need to be built up, man. Shit, Jake's done had horrible lives, man. A lot of brothers ain't grow up with fathers, man. Mothers, man. Family did them dirty, man. Came up in horrible, horrendous situations, man. Brothers, and people of our nation need to be built up, man. We come out the mud, man. You know, and that's charity, man. What the hell you want to tear somebody down for, man? Jake been getting tore down their whole damn life, man. You know. It says, verse 5, now the end of the commandment is charity out of a pure heart, not of a pure heart too, man. You got to do it out of the pureness of your mind, man. Matter of fact, let's get that pure heart. If we can get that. It said charity out of a pure heart, man. Salaki, bear with me while I get this. Pure. Get the word pure.
Strong's G 2513. Katharas. Katharas.
Yeah, it goes in the physically in the Levitical 6. In the Levitical 6 called sense, it says clean, the use of which is not forbidden, imparts no uncleanness. No uncleanness. So we're supposed to be have a clean mind towards others. Towards brothers. Salakia. It says ethically free from corrupt desire, from sin and guilt, blameless and innocent. Yeah, we supposed to be blameless and so you supposed to show charity innocently, man, blamelessly, man. You know, unstained without the guilt of anything. Yeah, not doing it sincerely, man. You know, doing it with a sincere heart, doing it out of the true kindness of your spirit, man, which is of the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah. So, you know, that's why you gotta try the spirit by the spirit and see if they of the Most High. You know, because if if you're not in an innocent, sincere, genuine spirit when you're doing, you know, when you're being charitable towards others, you know, then that's not the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah. You in a satanic ass spirit. It says unstained with the guilt of anything. Yeah, because you're guilty because you know you're not truly showing charity willingly, man. You know, and plus you you know you could be guilty to feel like you could be guilty because no, ultimately ultimately you know you're not sincere and genuine, man. You know, basically, you know, just to put it in simplest terms, you know, you're not being sincere and genuine. You know, it says so you guilty because of that. You know, like, man, really, I did, you know, because these scriptures, man, if you really in these scriptures like you're supposed to be, then you know, and you in the true spirit of Yahweh Shemashah, then you know when, if you're not right in your spirit, you're doing something wrong, you'll be guilty of it, man. You know, and guess what? You know, whatever you was doing for someone, whatever kind of love you was showing, you know it wasn't real. You know, you want in the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah. You know, it's 1 Timothy 1:5 says, now the end of the commandment is charity out of a pure heart and of a good conscience and of faith unfeigned. Yeah, so, you know, we know that word heart means means mind, you know, la'ah, which is your mind, you know, so you gotta do it out of a sincere and genuine mind, you know, which your mind is supposed to be towards the mind, Most High, Yahweh Shemashah, be spiritually minded. It says, and of a good conscience and of faith unfeigned, and of faith unfeigned, knowing that, you know, you know, conducting yourself in true charity, you know, Yahweh Shemashah is gonna you know, reward you and honor you for that, man. You know, because you being who he would want to be, you know. You being who he would want you to be, you know. It says, verse 6, it says, for some which some have swerved, have turned aside unto vain jangling, man. Yeah, jangling lane, man. You know, just, you know, talking a whole bunch of madness, man. Just talking a whole bunch of shit, you know. It says, desiring to be teachers of the law, understanding neither what they say nor whereof they affirm. Why? Because they don't got charity, man. You want to come down on everybody with the law, man. You know, but the law that was your schoolmaster, man. You know, Yahweh Shai, that's the spirit we supposed to be of, man. You know, which Yahweh Shai came in the full spirit of charity, man. You know, and guess what? That's why all things are put under his feet. You know, and that's why ultimately, you know, all things gonna be put under your feet if you hop on the chariot. You know why? Because you had charity just like our Lord Yahweh Shai. It says, but we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully. Yeah, so you got to use it lawfully, man. You know, you got to use it lawfully. It says, knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient, and for the ungodly, and for sinners, for unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers, and murderers of mothers, for manslayers, for whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind, for man stealers, for liars, for perjured persons, and if there be any other thing that is contrary to sound doctrine. You know, so ultimately, you know, that's what charity is supposed to kick in at. Why? Because the law that you want to boast in and, you know, teach and, you know, affirm so much, you know, it wasn't made for those who, you know, you want to be charitable to. It was made for those who you wouldn't want to be charitable to, you know. So that's man, that's the stumbling blocks in these scriptures, man. You know, brothers, man, brothers gotta be on point, man. This 1 Timothy 4:12, it says, "Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word and conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity." Yeah, it says, "Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity," man. You know, so that's how you are an example of a true believer, man. You know, you can't just be. It can't be just in word and conversation, in spirit, in faith, and purity. All those things. It has to. Charity has to go with it. All those things work synonymous with each other. You can't have. You can't be pure if you don't have faith. You can't be in the spirit if you don't have charity. You can't have holy conversation if you don't have charity. You know, all these things work synonymous with one another, man. You know, so that's why you got to check yourself to see if you really possess charity. You know, we have to possess ourselves. You know, I mean, we have to check ourselves to see if we possess charity, man. You know, because why? If not, if we don't possess that, we're nothing. You're not getting on the chariot. This which brothers want to get on the chariot. You want to get on the chariot, you better have charity. This is the last precept right here, though. This 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 7. It says, "But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer." So we're at the end of all things, man. You know. So it said be sober, man. You know, which means to be clear minded. Which that goes into having that pure heart. You know. It says, "And above all things have fervent charity." Have fervent charity, man. So not just charity, you're supposed to be fervent with charity, you know. Let's get fervent. Salakia. Get that word fervent. Bear with me. Fervent is ictenes, fervent, metaphorically, it means intent, earnestly, assiduously. So, you going to it at the Strong's definition, say without ceasing. So, you you supposed to always be desiring to do charity. You're supposed to earnestly give charity out here. And it says, "And above all things have fervent charity among yourselves, man." You know, who's that among the brotherhood and among our nation? It says, "For charity shall cover the multitude of sins," man. So charity, how you're gonna be able to blot out a lot of your sins, you know. And the scriptures say, "Blessed is the man whom Yahweh Shemashah imputeth not sin," you know. So, you know, we need our sins blotted out. And how do we blot out our sins? You know, it's through charity. You know, it blots out. Charity shall cover a multitude of sins. So that's how we get a lot of the stains off us. You know, the spots off us, because it said that we're supposed to be found without spot and without blame when our Lord Yahweh comes. And how do we do that? Through having fervent charity. You know. But that's it, man. I pray through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema. Shout out to edifying, and I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders, a great millstone, rule well. Peace and salutations to the house of David. Shalom to the elect.